looks so pretty. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh, this is so nice. I like it. I love it. I'm like, oh my God.
Hair is very much an integral part of any performance, but sometimes it can be the main attraction. A perfect example of that, the Detroit Hair Shows. Thrown by legendary DJ and producer David Humphries, these shows were part runway performances, part dance halls, and all about highlighting Detroit's local hairstylists. 30 years later, the pageantry is still widely celebrated within the beauty world. Just this year, MoMA PS1 in New York City hosted its very own Hair Wars legends, and newbies from the scene created their futuristic updos, wigs, and weaves, working hair into fine art. In this episode of Maine, we talk to stylists about the legacy and impact of Hair Wars on up-and-coming hairstylists and the future of hair as art. Joining me today are Tamara, Katrina, and Bianca. First things first, what comes to mind when you hear the term hair art?
Anything ethnic, I'm all for that because it's always like super tiny and precise or large. It's just a lot going on, beads and everything. That's my thing.
Right,
Yeah.
like intricate African
Yeah, intricate
hair.
African, yes, always.
What about you, Tamara?
Someone's hair is your canvas. So just imagine, having to paint your work onto someone's head. Like it's amazing. Yeah, it's hair art.
Fun. I see so many colors and shapes and textures.
Yes, that's exactly what I want about. I love shapes and textures.
Yes.
When you guys walked in, I was like, that's art. I want to see pictures of you on the walls of every museum in New York City.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Who would be your ideal celebrity hair client?
Very eclectic, but I love sophistication. So I have two in particular. FKA Twigs.
Yes.
Right? She's so funky. I just love the way that she wears her hair, and she's just authentic, and she's her. And then I have Tracee Ellis Ross. Right?
Yes. Oh my God.
Because she just
amazing. Yeah.
She just exemplifies sophistication
everything.
with an edge, and that's me,
Erykah Badu. Because I have no idea, I don't even know her, but I just feel like she was like, do what you do.
Right.
Because the hairstyle she has, I'm like, that's wild. I want to do her hair. I want
Yeah.
to be able to do her hair. Of course, I want to do Solange's hair, of course, because she started it. I have to because I feel like she was the main one that made it possible for me to get the clients that I want because they knew I can do those
Come in and
styles.
say, I want the Solange, set a photo, I want the Solange, I want the beads and all that,
Right.
She did.
What was the first hair art that you ever created?
That's a tough
Cornrows.
What kind of cornrows were
They
they?
were zigzags on my brother. Yeah, everybody hair stopped right here. And I was the only one who could grip it. So I was doing hair in the neighborhood.
I feel like when Bow Wow came out is when people started paying attention again to designs.
When I was younger, I didn't want to become a hairstylist. That wasn't my, my goal. It was to become a doctor, So I just did it for fun as a hobby. Right. So to be honest, it wasn't until maybe when Ancestral Strands was born, about 2015, 2016, is when I really started getting into more hair art, Wow. And bringing some more of myself out.
Let's take a look at some of your work.
Honestly, I really didn't know what I was gonna do with her hair. She has a lot of hair, right? I honestly wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So when I touched her hair, right, because that's how I usually create, I have to have the person in front of me. I have to feel their hair, the energy transfers, right? I have some ideas in my head. She may have some ideas, so we kind of work together like that. So I just started braiding, And the way this style came about is it just formed into a style. It took a long time.
When hair art was considered hair art within US culture, it was weaves, gels, and that is what I remember because I feel like everyone has an auntie that had red or burgundy finger waves.
You kept it moving.
Yeah.
Had some colored braids or something. I grew up in a Caribbean neighborhood, right, in Flatbush, Brooklyn. And I remember my cousins, they would go to these parties And they would have like these weaves, and it would be like this color, and it'd be orange and fluorescent, and you know, it'll be sticking up. It would have these different shapes, and that's where I was like, hey, I like that, you know? I want to get to know more about that. The way that the shapes were forming, right, is the same way, is the same style, I would say, of braids that the slaves were doing. During the slave trade, they were trying to escape, and they would do these elaborate braid styles in their hair. Once they escape, they know exactly where they'll be going, you know, where the escape route is, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's maybe a hidden gem that a lot of people don't know, is that we used our hair to communicate messages.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's basically, you know, a lot of what was passed on to us is from, you know, slave time. And, you know, that's why it's, you know, unfortunate that like more intricate styles are in professional settings are considered unprofessional, or, you know, all these other negative terms, when in reality it's like, it's still a little bit part of our culture that we have, that we can pass along. And it's, you know, it's terrible when it's criticized, but it's a beautiful thing when it's celebrated.
Right. When did we stop seeing this hair on street corners and it start being considered couture hair and seeing it in different spaces like museums?
More people are becoming more expressive and creative and are wanting to actually tell a story, you know?
Once a celebrity does it, it's like now everybody wants to do it. It'd be a wave, and it's cool and everything, but it's just like, more people not
that's
trying
always,
to do that.
you know what it is? That's always gonna happen. If someone does that, you have to make sure that you're stepping in, right? And you're educating them, you know, because the masses that they're kind of targeting, you know, are probably those who don't have the education of where these hairstyles have come from, you know?
So it's co-opting and appropriating a certain culture for it to be consumable by mainstream.
I agree with all of that, but it's like, how do you, it's like figuring out how do you actually pay homage and like actually give true credit. Because I agree, there's a lot of like celebrities, you would even say someone like Lady Gaga, for example, and some of her like elaborate hairstyles. Some people would consider that hair art. But then it's like you also have like you guys here who are talking about it, but then also other people are hustling on like Instagram or using like their social platforms to showcase something they've been doing for years.
Right.
So it's like,
and sometimes it just takes someone to lead it.
and
because then they'll feel more comfortable, because a lot of people don't have the confidence to just rock the Bantu knots. They'll do it for the takedown, but they won't just wear it. A lot of people do it, yes, but now they're doing it, not before. You feel me? Like, it's just the wave is just getting better because of certain celebrities are displaying it, and it looks really good. Because I'm telling you, before that, they were just like, give me the straight back, so give me the box braids. I don't want to wear that. You can do that. That looks good on you.
I didn't think it'd feel like accepted in
That's
the
crazy.
workplace, and now that it's becoming,
but it's so real.
I know, and it's like it's something so like your guys' hair is so pretty and so beautiful, and it's like it should be something that's acceptable. And it sucks that it does have to take a celebrity to make it trendy, but at least now like more women are like someone like me is more interested in trying to like do something like that.
Where do you typically find your inspiration from?
I have to sit still within myself, right? I have to have that solitude. I have to make sure that my mind is clear, so I know what I'm doing. Like I'm feeling it. It's not impulsive, you know. Another way would be for me to travel, right? Look at magazines and books that have colors, that have shapes.
Is there a certain type of hair
Yes.
that works better for hair art? And what is that hair?
Your hair has to be healthy, you know. A lot of people, a lot of clients, they would come and they want us to work magic, you know. They want me to work magic, but this is a good stylist, right? Is one who will consult you and tell you and be straight up with you and say, listen, you know, like, your hair is not healthy for this because it's gonna cause more breakage.
What do you think distinguishes everyday hair from hair art?
It's not just getting like cornrows or box braids, it's something a little bit more elaborate. It's something that I could see on the corner in the Bronx or in the MoMA. And it's something that's always been in our communities, but it's nice to see it being celebrated.
Where do you think the future lies for hair art?
This is what it is. It's just good. It's nothing's new under the sun. You know, it's just reinventions of what has already existed.
Right.
So it's,
That on.
the cool thing about hair is that we're always going to be in business. Unless they just making robots that's doing it. Then other than that,
God,
like,
don't
we're
say
good.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming probably. I don't know, whatever. All right, scratch that. I never said anything. But creepy. It would look creepy. But the thing is that...
You have to put your head straight.
Right, we'll be in like the...